Good morning, Belen. I'm Marcelo Hernandez.
And I'm Alex Suarez, and welcome to this edition of WBLN for today, November 16, 2017.
Belen alumni Javier Kenji Martinez, class of 2013, and CJ Cristobal, class of 2016, returned to campus with their Christian music band, The Call, on November 14, 2017. The event was a spiritually charged Christian music worship experience and included a powerful message delivered by Father Willie. Students, parents, and youth groups from all over gathered to get in on the show. It was a great turnout.
This past Tuesday, 89 8th grade Honors Algebra 1 students took the American Mathematics Competition 8 test. The test was administered after school in the Roca Theater. It's a national test where students have 30 minutes to answer 25 multiple-choice questions. Results will be posted in a month.
President Trump is back in the White House after a 2-week trip to Asia. Danny Esteban is here in the studio to tell us more.
Thanks, guys.
President Trump completed his lengthy 5-country trip through Asia on Tuesday, putting the cap on a nearly 2-week jaunt that saw the president begin to remake the United States position in the world,
wasn't exactly
while looking to usher
Manila,
consensus around confronting North Korea.
The
trip was a significant step for Trump, who had not ventured abroad since July, providing him with an opportunity to personally lean on countries in the region to do more to combat the rogue Asian nation, an issue that has become the president's premier foreign policy focus. But even as Trump sought to build consensus, he also stressed the need for countries in the region to remain sovereign. The trip ended extremely successful by enhancing our relationships with the leaders around the world in pursuit of world peace. President Trump also tweeted that our country is respected again in Asia. You will see the fruitful trip for many years to come.
We move on to Northern California, where police are continuing the search for a motive in this deadly shooting rampage Tuesday. Stefano Pinto joins us with more.
That's right, guys. Police are looking for a motive, a deadly shooting rampage in Northern California. Authorities say a dispute with a neighbor may have left that carnage 7 dead and 10 wounded. The first 911 calls came in just before 8 a.m. Police say a shooting in a neighborhood dispute spilled onto the streets, sending a rural Northern California community into chaos.
Right now, we have a total of 7 shooting scenes. Essentially, with this individual, after the initial shooting, he reportedly took a vehicle and went on a shooting rampage throughout the community.
Police say the gunman fired from a stolen truck randomly into homes, eventually crashing the vehicle.
It was like they were shooting, emptying a magazine, popping another one in.
He stole a second car and kept firing, injuring a mother and her son as they made their way to Rancho Tehama Elementary School. The suspect tried to enter the school, spraying the walls and classroom with bullets.
As tragic and as bad as it is, could have been so much worse if it wasn't for the quick thinking and staff at our elementary school. Because there was a series of gunshots about a quarter mile away that alerted that staff, and they went on an immediate lockdown without having to be told to do so by law enforcement.
4th grader Ariana Waibara and her classmates heard gunshots and took cover.
Because our teacher told us to go under our desk and to keep calm and lay flat just in case he comes inside.
The shooting spree ended after the suspect was shot dead during a gun battle with deputies. Police say a semi-automatic rifle and 2 handguns were found.
I have to tell you, I am personally grateful to the men that engaged this suspect. It's a tragic event, but I'm personally grateful to those men for engaging such a terrible a mass murderer. Really, that's what he is.
The gunman has been publicly identified as Kevin Neal by Tehama County Assistant Sheriff Phil Johnson. The fatal shooting of his wife may have led to Neal's deadly outburst. That's all for now, guys. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Stefano. The Republican National Committee is no longer standing by their man. That man being Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore, after being accused by 9 different women of sexual misconduct. According to the Federal Election Commission, filing posted Tuesday, the RNC has withdrawn from a joint fundraising agreement. The move means the RNC will no longer fundraise for him. The RNC did not immediately return requests for comment, and it follows accusations by women who said Moore pursued relationships with them when they were teenagers and he was in his 30s. One of them said Monday he sexually assaulted her when she was a teen.
A U.S. administration official says the White House is monitoring the situation in Zimbabwe, where tensions appear to be rising over 93-year-old President Robert Mugabe's successor. Reports of armored military vehicles outside the capital, Harare, were all over social media on Tuesday. The military says it's a routine exercise, but Zimbabwe's ruling party has accused the Army's general of treasonable conduct and attempting to incite insurrection. On Monday, the general warned the military would intervene if the ruling party's political, quote, shenanigans did not stop.
Hey guys, here's your scoop for today. Don't forget, Belen Campus Ministry is collecting essential food items for families in need at Jesuit Catholic Church, St. Dominic Catholic Church, and St. Michael Catholic Church, as well as a Marianita sister for the annual Thanksgiving drive for the poor. Middle school students are to bring items from List A, high school students are to bring items from List B, and in addition, we ask every student in every grade to bring in one gift card, $5 or more, to either Publix, Winn-Dixie, or Sedanos. These cards are to be given to the homeroom teachers directly. Now check this out. A Seattle dad's woodworking project has turned into something truly magical. Jonathan Chambers built a life-size version of Diagon Alley.
The Seattle Dad's woodworking project has turned into something truly magical. Jonathan Chambers built a life-size version of Diagon Alley in his driveway. It's a recreation of the magical shopping street from the Harry Potter movies. It started as a gift for his daughters, but quickly turned into a community effort. Chambers raised thousands for the project on social media, and with some help from area residents, he built it in just 17 days. Thousands have visited the Wizarding Mini World since it opened for Halloween, and Chambers is using the project's popularity to raise funds for local schools as well.
That use a power saw to pull off a heist. A surveillance camera captured the two men breaking into a car dealership, and sparks flew as the men used the power saw on a safe for almost an hour. To make matters worse, the robbery took place during Hurricane Harvey, and police were unable to respond because of the flooding. The suspects eventually made off with an undisclosed amount of money, and if caught, they'll face stiffer punishment for breaking in during a natural disaster. And from too late to just in the nick of time, watch as a Good Samaritan in Aurora, Colorado, swoops in and pulls a visually impaired man back from train tracks mere moments before a light rail train barrels through the crossing. Thanks to quick actions of the man, no one was injured. Now stay with us as we bring you sports, weather, and sports after these messages.
Good morning, Belen. It's looking like it's going to be a rainy day today. Hope you brought your rain gear. With that said, let's take a look at your weather forecast for today. Today we're looking at highs in the low 80s and your lows in the low 70s with relative humidity 65% and your winds moving northeast at 11 miles per hour. It's looking partly cloudy with precipitation at a 40% chance. For the next 3 days, we're looking at highs in the low 80s and lows in the high 60s, low 70s. It's looking like it's going to be a pretty sunny weekend. Let's take it back to sports.
What's up, guys? Here's your sports for today. Belen defeated Epiphany yesterday by a score of 7-0. Goals were scored by Julian Recio, Marcus Rodriguez, Gabriel Belfort, and Alejandro Overt. The 6th grade soccer team won 6-2 yesterday. The varsity soccer team will host Ronald Reagan High School in a district soccer game. Game time is 3:30 p.m. 3 UCLA basketball players who were arrested in China for allegedly shoplifting while their team was in the country for a tournament last week returned to the U.S. Tuesday. UCLA's men's basketball players, Leangelo Ball, Jalen Hill, and Cody Riley, were arrested after being accused of stealing designer sunglasses from a Louis Vuitton store next to the team's hotel in Hangzhou. They arrived at Los Angeles International Airport late Tuesday afternoon, following a 12-hour flight from Shanghai. The rest of the team flew back last Saturday. President Trump personally asked Chinese leader Xi Jinping to help resolve the case during his visit to Beijing last week. After a 6-game road trip, the Heat finally returned back home to face the Washington Wizards. Going into the fourth quarter with the Heat leading by a score of 74-71, the Wizards came back and dominated the fourth quarter, scoring 31 points. The Wizards went on to win the game by a score of 102-93, improving their record to 9-5 on the season. The Heat, however, continue to look for answers as their record drops to 6-8. Miami will take on the Wizards again on Friday at 7 p.m. This past Tuesday, the college football playoff rankings came out and have Miami at number 3, along with Alabama at number 1, Clemson at number 2, and Oklahoma at number 4. If you don't believe the Canes are back, you are mistaken. They are certainly back and are back better than ever. After a dominating performance by the Hurricanes this past Saturday against Notre Dame, the Canes look to carry that momentum into Saturday afternoon's game against Virginia. Game time is 12 p.m. Now here's Mario with this week's fantasy update.
Hello, Wolverines. The first player we're looking at this week is Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy went down with an ACL injury last year, but now finally looks healthy in practice. The Vikings are starting Case Keenum this week, but there's a good chance that Bridgewater will be the starter in Week 12. If you are in need of a QB, Teddy is available in 94% of leagues and is a threat passing and running the ball when healthy. The people who doubted Alvin Kamara and his ability to produce in the Saints offense were wrong. The rookie running back from Tennessee has scored a touchdown in the past 2 games. He has become a huge part of a red-hot Saints offense and is a must-start on all fantasy teams. A wide receiver to look at is another rookie, Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju has become a big part of a good Steelers offense and has also scored a touchdown in his last 3 games. With so much attention to star receiver Antonio Brown and star running back Le'Veon Bell, Juju has thrived in key situations, helping fantasy owners with big plays. He would like to continue this in Week 11 against the weak Tennessee Titans secondary. That's all for fantasy football. Back to Mackie with sports.
Thanks, Mario. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Mackie. Be sure to follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook for all the latest news and pictures. That's all your news for today. I'm Marcelo Hernandez.
And I'm Alex Suarez. From everyone here, have a great day.